Welcome back here to Harlingen, Texas on a Friday night here on ValleyCentral.com and KHGN Television Channel 17 in Harlingen. Joe Bowling, Aaron Sines, and Jonathan Medina alongside Harlingen South Hawks. Got to go to work as they trail the Harlingen Cardinals 21-0. Second half, though, a lot of football remaining, fellas.
Well, we talked about before the halftime that it was going to be imperative for the Harlingen South Hawks to come out here and score on this opening drive. They've got to do something, Joe, if they're going to get this game back in control for them at all. So they're returning this football here to start off the second half here in Harlingen South Hawks. I would say need to come out and get the ball in the air.
Well, again, the Hawks were limited to just 69 yards of total offense. And, Jonathan, as we took a look at it, Sean Montemayor just has been limited in this football game across the board. 3 of 6 passing, and in the running game, he's been limited negative yards because of some sacks.
Yeah, I'd like to see the coach allow him to do a little bit more. As we saw him we didn't really see him take a lot of passings out there. As you said, there were only 6 throws that he made. He completed half of them, and all for some decent yards, but not enough because the big mistakes that Harlingen South made. Aaron, can you elaborate a little bit on some of the mistakes that they made in the first half?
We talked about some major penalties, especially in that first drive when Harlingen had the first drive for them down by the end zone. They had an opportunity to give and force Harlingen into a punt that would give them some good field position. Of course, the fumbles really hurt early on as well.
Cardinals to kick it off. Football falls off the tee right before they kick it away. And a lot of kickers will go ahead and try to kick that thing, and that turns into disaster. But we'll re-tee it up, if you will, as we get set for this second half. Costly turnovers. How about one fumble that was recovered for a touchdown for the Cardinals, and then an interception on the next possession that led to points 14 that really have made a difference in this game tonight.
Well, I think another difference made is that Jaden Taylor has been very hesitant ever since that fumble as well. Because we've seen him be really dancing around, if you will, when he gets that ball. And so that's kind of hurt his mentality. He's going to have to break through that.
Cardinals to kick it off, and now we are ready to go. And welcome to the second half of the 21st Bird Bowl, and that's going to bounce into the end zone, and it'll be down there. And so the Hawks will go to work, 1st and 10, and Jaden Taylor, 13 carries, 47 yards in the first half. They were trying everything they could to get him on track.
Yeah, they did feed him early, and he was doing pretty decent. Just, again, big mistakes here and there kept on costing Harlingen South from really doing much in the first half.
This game tonight brought to you by the City of Harlingen. Celebrate Texas music at Blues on the Hill with Johnny Lee and the Urban Cowboy Band. That's tomorrow at Fair Park from noon to 9 here in Harlingen, Texas.
We'd also like to give a shout out to our school board members as they give great leadership to the school district, starting with our president, George McShann, who we did interview earlier today. And then we also have our vice president, Javier De Leon, Greg Powers, as our secretary, Dr. Nolan Perez, Verna Young, Jerry Fluriet, and Dr. Cesar Maldonado. Thank you again to the school board members as they put on great nights just like this each and every week, and today especially for the Bird Bowl.
One more time, we're going to kick it off after a penalty against the Harlingen Cardinals, kind of marching back 5 more yards, and so the Hawks want to set up something on the return. They could have had the football already, but they want to get something out of this kickoff, and with the guys back there to return this kick, hey, why not?
Well, we did see Harlingen, when they had to kick the ball off earlier, they did use the sky kick. Let's see if they do it again right here, as the last one was able to get out of the end zone, but now there will most likely be a return. I think they'll put it in the sky again.
Taylor and Garcia back to return this kick, both capable of taking it to the house if the Hawks can get a return set up. It rolls to Taylor, 10-yard line, 15, 20. Looks out, reverses field, upfield 25, on his feet to the 30, 32-yard line. Boy, he's a lot of excitement right there trying to get that kick going.
Well, the Cardinals kicked left, and then they sent their big old wedge left, if you will, their front, if you will, and so Taylor actually went right into that white front of the Harlingen Cardinals. He tried to bounce it left here once he realized where he was headed, but at that time just had some pursuit there. Number 22 here for the Cardinals on the tackle. That's going to be Chris Rodriguez.
And again, Jaden Taylor electing to go airborne, carrying that football, and we saw some disastrous stuff happen, the big turnover that led to the first points of the night. 11:51 to go. What adjustments have been made by the Hawks? We're going to see it here from the offense first. They'll line up with 2 receivers left-hand side. Wide left is Grant Preciado. Garcia lines up short side, left side as a receiver. Montemayor wants to throw, swings a pass. Taylor in the flats, dropped it. Incompleted pass, and I'm not sure he would have got much out of that. Look how the coverage was by the Cardinals in that open field.
Well, the coverage was stout because really they only put 2 wide receivers on the outside there, and they were going one-on-one. Plus they had 2 safeties to help out in case anything tried to go deep. And so the South Hawks definitely not coming out in that formation to pass the ball. It was geared to get it to Taylor somehow. Chose to go to him on that little flats pass there, but he had nowhere to run.
This is because the Hawks are keeping so many guys on the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers left-hand side once again. Montemayor, 2nd and 10 from his own 32-yard line. First drive of the second half. 21-0 ball game. Harlingen leads South. Pass play. Montemayor down the side. Got a man. Caught. What a catch at the 30-yard line. Preciado reels it in. Highlight that one for the play of the year.
Big players make big plays, and in the beginning of this half, Harlingen South's going to take it as they hit Preciado deep.
Look at this juggling act.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Look at this juggling act. Fingertip, Harlem Globetrotter style, and then he brings it in.
What a special play right there. Potentially a play of the year. If they're able to finish this drive, I think it might be way up there on that list.
58 yards on the completed pass to Grant Preciado. That'll make highlight reels across the board. Hawks, 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 31. Montemayor fumbles the snap, has the ball, looks to throw it anyway. Downfield for Garcia, up for grabs, incompleted pass.
Wow, what a play there. So you get a huge pass downfield, and that was almost a fumble, ladies and gentlemen, as Montemayor fumbled the snap there, but it hopped right up into his hands. How often does that happen? Football never pops up that easily back in his hands, and he actually almost completed a pass downfield, just a little bit thrown off. Great heads-up play there by Montemayor.
And talk about some trust in his receiver. I don't think he could even see because as he bobbled it, he was looking down, and the linemen were wide in his face, so he just threw it up there for his big playmaker, Garcia, but it was a little bit overthrown. He wasn't able to get it. 2nd
down play for the Hawks. 10 yards to go from the 31 of the Cardinals. Hawks on the march to start this drive. Blitz coming. They pick it up early. He gets the pass away this time. Intended for Garcia. Up for grabs. Caught it. In touchdown Hawks. Garcia reeled it in double coverage, and that's a 31-yard strike.
But we said that Montemayor had the ability to throw the ball on the money. And here we see him as he drops back. He's looking right, and he throws it and delivers right in the window between these 2 defenders. And Garcia just jumps up, makes the catch, and falls in. What a beautiful play right there.
I was going to think that was underthrown, Aaron Signs, but adjustment by a receiver sometimes can make a quarterback look like a genius.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Joe, because Nick Garcia had them beaten probably by 2 steps into the corner of that end zone. If Montemayor were just given a little bit more air, he wouldn't have even been contested on that pass, but it was a little bit underthrown, and that was totally Nick Garcia turning back and getting that big pass catch touchdown.
Extra point Hawks, kick up, long, high. Good. In the span of 51 seconds, the Hawks double up their offense. They put points on the board, and they cut into the lead 21-7 as we are early. 3rd quarter of play and what could still be a shootout of a bird bowl.
2 big pass plays to get that series off. We talked about before halftime, talked about right after halftime. Get the ball downfield. 2 receivers, Grant Preciado and Nick Garcia made that series happen right there. And I tell you what, that is our Harlingen South Hawk offense, that this fan base here and what we are used to seeing here at Bogus Stadium.
Let's try to go down to Eladio Jaimez once again. I think we got that audio issue. Eladio, your thoughts?
Hey, Joe, yeah, I was down here. I saw Nick catch that. Like you guys said, it was a little bit underthrown, but someone like Nick's going to make that catch any day. He just went up there. He's such a great athlete. And he was able to haul that down. That touchdown was on Nick.
How big is that drive for the Hawks, Eladio, to re-establish the fact that we got a big crowd here behind us?
Oh, that was huge. That was a huge drive. In a way, it puts them back into a game. It at least livens up the crowd a little bit. And as we can see, the crowd went nuts. Everybody's still here. Nobody's left. And they just needed something to liven up the crowd, liven up the mood. I'll tell you something. The mood down here at the end of the first half was very. They were very quiet. The coach is very quiet. Players are very quiet. They weren't getting pumped up. This pumped them up, and let's see what they make from this.
Now they kick off, and the Cardinals on the return, bring it out across the 15-yard line, and to give up some ground, trying to get to the right side, take it upfield, trying to get to the 20. That's not going to happen. Hawks with some big-time hitting going on and some extracurricular stuff happening afterwards, and here comes the penalty flag raining in. This may be against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and it will. I think it is going to go against the Cardinals, as everybody here on the sidelines saw that coming right now. And that defender there for Harlingen Cardinals, I'm sorry, he was a special teams personnel there. A little bit extracurricular after that play. So Cardinals going to get pushed back. They're back to that early series being pushed back close to their end zone.
Well, let's talk about that last drive, because I had been wondering when are they going to unleash the passing game for Harlingen South? They needed to use those weapons, and we saw it once again. Eladio said down there, big receiving play right there. The ball was a little bit off, but the big receiver made the play, and so we see it nice. And now the Harlingen Cardinals will have to take it down a deep field and see what they could do.
10:59 to go. 21-7 is the score. Harlingen Cardinals and fans, we're told we got the approval early on, but we're being told the video is going to be cut here, so we're going to continue with an audio stream. So let's cut the video, and we'll promise you can see it after the conclusion of this ball game. 21-7 is your score. 10:59 to go. Harlingen leads Harlingen South. And the penalty will be against the Cardinals. It'll march them all the way back inside the 10, back to the 7-yard line. And Aaron Signs, Jonathan, if you're going to script this right now, this is exactly how you want to write it up on the chalkboard in the locker room for Harlingen South.
If you're going to script this right now, you're going to get a turnover for Harlingen South, get some really good field position coming back, or force a 3-and-out and get the punt to come back to you with really good field position as well.
Cardinals out of a shotgun formation. They'll run the ball right side, and that will go nowhere. Hawks get a first down stop. Need a couple more right there. Jonathan Medina, and they're right back in this ball game.
Yeah, they need to continue to make these stops. They will be right back in the game as the Harlingen Cardinals push back in. Right there, they make a big stop on the run. We haven't seen any running game from the Harlingen Cardinals outside of their quarterback, number 15, making the big plays. But no matter who the running backs that they've put in so far, none of them have really done much against this Harlingen South defense.
Gonzalez with 5 carries, now 12 yards on the night. Robert Davila hasn't touched it. Mark Rosales had one on a jet sweep for 8 yards. Cardinals, nothing much to show on the ground. They'll run a jet sweep this time and get it to the outside, bang it out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. That's going to be Bowie Davis on the carry, but third down coming up.